I've got something here, very rare, a LeMat pistol from the Civil War.
It's one of the rarest guns in American history. It's a 9-shot revolver and a shotgun.
And these were used by the Confederacy?
That's right.
How'd they lose the war if they had that?
I came into the pawn shop today to sell my Confederate LeMat. I'd like to sell the gun because I need to free a little money up. I could probably sell it for $13,000.
Where in the world did you get this?
I travel around the country collecting antique firearms.
I've been in this business 30 years and no one's ever walked in here with one of these.
Here's the barrel for the regular rounds here, and then the shotgun is right there. And they were very dangerous, and everyone in the Confederacy that had them had a real advantage over the people that had 6 shots.
Most revolvers were made in the North, and they just weren't available to soldiers in the South. But a guy carrying a hand cannon like this would have surprised the hell out of a Union soldier when he let this thing rip. They were made in France, right?
That's right. What happened is LeMat was from New Orleans, and the Union didn't want these made. They were chasing him everywhere. So he had to go to France to find someone who could make them. There's not really known how many of them actually got to the United States, but well-known Civil War generals, Jeb Stuart, even Jefferson Davis, had a LeMat.
There's a pivot on the hammer that shoots the shotgun, right?
That's correct. You cock the hammer, and in order to fire the shotgun barrel, you move this little selector. That will now fire the shotgun nipple, as you can see right there, and then you pivot this back up, and it will fire the standard pistol rounds right there. I have never tried to fire this because these guns were well known for not having the best metal integrity, and a huge number of them blew up during the years of service back in the Civil War.
Pretty gnarly gun.
Yeah.
Man.
And it functions, and very difficult to find.
And Civil War nuts, I mean, this is one of the holy grails. A real LeMat revolver is a rare find. I'm gonna have collectors lining up to buy this thing. But there's been a lot of fakes and reproductions made over the years. So you have to be careful when you buy one of these. So what do you want to do with it?
I'm looking to sell it
How much were you looking to get out of it?
in the $18,000 to $20,000 range.
You don't have any paperwork, any provenance on it?
No, I don't have any of that.
You know, there's right around 100 copies for every real one.
It is a real LeMat.
I think this gun's amazing, especially if everything turns out to be legit. Let me have someone take a look at it.
Okay, that's reasonable.
I really hope this thing turns out to be legit, because if it is, it'll be the coolest Civil War gun I've ever had in the shop.
Hey, Rick. They asked me to come down and look at a firearm. I don't normally do that for them, but I've had a lot of background working with firearms collections.
This is it, a LeMat.
That's cool. The gun was designed by a Dr. LeMat in New Orleans. Before the Civil War, he tried to sell this to the U.S. Army, and the Army wasn't interested in it. This was not an easy gun to carry. Fully loaded, it was closer to 4 pounds. Interestingly, the only contract that the Confederate States had with a gun manufacturer was with LeMat. He only made about 2,900 of them. It's a 9-shot revolver. It's a .42 caliber.
Why did they make it .42 caliber?
A lot of manufacturers wanted to make their guns unique. And it has this extra 20-gauge shot barrel.
Wow.
It's a pretty ridiculous gun.
And I've actually seen it where one of these was fired and the guy said, I didn't enjoy that. The center shot barrel is very hard on the person pulling the trigger. It's even harder on the person on the other end. So what concerns do you have about the piece?
Is it real?
Where it says Colonel LeMat's patent, I want to see that this is correct. And it is. The LeMat actually comes in 3 models. Second model starts at serial number 900, and it runs through 2900. And this is 1595. Based on the markings, I believe what you have here is an absolutely correct second model LeMat.
I would agree.
However, that doesn't mean that it's in wonderful shape. These nipples have been replaced. These have obviously not been fired. They'd be worn down. A hallmark that should be on here, that should be a star with LM underneath it. It's been polished off. I think at some point in the past, somebody tried to clean it up, which is always a bad idea.
Well, thanks, Mark.
The LeMat is an unusual pistol. It was not made in large numbers. It is highly collectible.
Okay, so taking all that in consideration, how much do you want for it?
I could do 13.5.
I don't think it's going to go for that much. There's markings missing, important markings. I'm thinking like $7,000.
If you were to go out right now and try to find one anywhere in the country to buy, I don't think you could.
I'll go 9.
Here, I'll give you the best I can do, and this is the best I can do. I can do 12,000.
I'll tell you what, I'll go 10 grand. And I think I might be paying too much at 10 grand, but I'll go $10,000.
I just can't do that. 12 is really the best I can do.
Yeah, I can't do it.
All right.
All right, $10,000, it's an open offer.
All right, I appreciate it. I do think that he made a mistake in not buying that gun. I don't think you'll find another one of those walk through his door in the next 10 years. Hello?
Hey, you're back.
I went outside, clouds parted, and a voice said, "Take the dough."
Earlier, I offered this guy 10 grand for his LeMat revolver, a super rare gun from the Civil War. He said he couldn't let it go for less than 12, but I guess he changed his mind. So you brought it to the gun show and no one offered you more than 10 grand.
That's what really happened.
All right, let's see it. Well, if no one offered you 10, maybe I should pay 95.
9 would be better, Rick.
I can't do that.
All right, 10 grand.
All right.
All right. What do you think of the gun, Pops?
It's a nice piece.
You used one of those when you were in the military, right?
A little before my time, son.
I'm walking out with $10,000. You know, W.C. Fields was once asked what he did with all his money. He said, "I spent half of it on gambling, alcohol, and wild women, and the other half I wasted." So I'll probably waste it.
Proud of you. That's a good buy. Part of American history.
You're actually proud of me?
At times.
Hey, what's up, Stuart?
Hey, how you doing, Corey?
Hey, nobody. Hey, Stuart, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Rick? I have something I thought you might be interested in.
You got some MLK stuff.
Yeah, this is a speech against the Vietnam War that he signed.
So this is a full transcript of his speech.
Yeah, so you can see that he signed it right here on a speech, right opposite his photograph.
Very cool, very cool. Mm-hmm. He really did change history.
He's the only singular person a holiday's named after.
You have a point there.
I came down to the shop today because I have a really neat Dr. Martin Luther King anti-Vietnam War speech that he signed. It's a hard item for me to sell, but it would enable me to buy more items for my Vietnam War collection.
Oh, this is cool. Dr. Martin Luther King was one of the most iconic figures of the American civil rights era.
It's crazy to think about how important this guy is in American history. He was about nonviolence. I mean, everybody wanted equal rights, but instead of, hurting a bunch of people, Martin Luther King preached about being together, and he kind of went with that Gandhi philosophy that he read about.
He got a lot done without lifting a finger against anybody. So this came out in 1967?
Yeah, this speech came out in '67, only a year before he was assassinated, so anything related to Dr. King and the Vietnam War is actually pretty rare.
Yeah, in 67, we're just sending young kids to Vietnam to get slaughtered. So we had tons of casualties, and he basically went on to say, it's just like the wrong war, and if we do win this thing eventually, we are now going to be a police state.
Yeah, even though he was opposed to it, this is the first time he really came out and publicly opposed the war.
So where'd you get it?
I bought this from a dealer a few years ago.
Okay.
I've been looking for something signed by Dr. King related to Vietnam for about 10 or 15 years. This is one of the few items that's out there, so once I saw it, I snapped it up like that.
Okay, cool. So you're willing to part with it, right?
If the price is right.
And that price would be?
A similar one signed on the cover, sold for $11,000 a few years ago. I actually think this one's superior because it's right above the Vietnam wording and it's opposite this picture. I think it has a price probably of $12,500.
Okay. You got any authentication paperwork, anything like that?
No, I don't. I believe it's genuine, but if you want to have it checked out, be my guest.
Stuart is a historical document expert, but I don't really trust anyone who's got skin in the game, so I'm gonna bring in a third party to authenticate this. Let me have Steve come and look at the autograph. I just want to make sure, and I'll be right back. Let me make that call.
Okay.
Here it is.
Excited
Told you about it on the phone.
Absolutely. You talk about the Vietnam War, Martin Luther King Jr., pretty significant.
I'm pretty sure it's real. I just want to make sure it's real.
Okay.
Okay? I need, like, someone to tell me that it's not selling it to me. No offense.
No offense taken.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Something signed like this, if he really signed it, is pretty rare. His views on the Vietnam War, he was told, don't publicly speak about it until he just couldn't hold it in anymore. So then he started speaking about it, and he had a pretty famous speech where he finally came out against the Vietnam War when you talk about historically significant pieces. This is something definitely to get excited about.
Okay. So what do you think? Is this signature real?
Well, the first thing I do want to look at under magnification is for nice oxidized aged ballpoint pen. And let's find a good spot. And there we go right there. Pretty indicative of what you would expect from this time period. The inks age very nicely. Definitely on there, definitely ballpoint pen.
Okay.
So the next thing I do want to look at is some examples of his signature from the period, you know, some stuff I have on file. His autograph always had a slight right lean to it, kind of has this slow drag, and he just flows right through it perfectly. He connects the king in the junior. Again, we see the same thing. So great aged ink. It looks awesome on this piece. The signature is absolutely perfect. I don't know if you could actually have a better looking piece.
Okay. What do you think it's worth?
The fact that this is so significant having to do with the Vietnam War, this is easily a $12,000 piece.
Okay.
Told you.
Thanks, man.
Good to see you. There's no doubt this is a great buy for the shop because the collectability of Martin Luther King Jr. remains strong to this day.
You told me so. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, we take $9 grand for it?
I know you got to make some money on it. You've been good to me in the past. Did you do 10?
95?
10.
All right, you got a deal.
Excellent. Thanks, Rick.
Corey will take care of you.
I'm pretty happy. I'm going to spend the $10,000 on more Vietnam War collectibles.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, how's it going?
Pretty good. What can I do for you?
Just came in to sell my helmet here.
How did you get this?
So we were at an estate sale, me and my sister, and came across it and thought it was super cool. It reminded me of an old football helmet, you know, from like the 1800s.
Are you a football player or something?
Yeah, used to be.
I feel like Magneto. Xavier won't get anything from me.
I'm here at the pawn shop today to try and sell my iron helmet. It's really, really old looking and kind of thought it'd just be something cool to have. I've done a little bit of research on it, and I'm hoping to sell the helmet today here for about $750.
Man, this thing is sexy. I'm by far no expert on these, but it looks like the craftsmanship of the time from the 6th, 7th, 8th century, you know? They obviously didn't have the same type of tools we had for precision cutting and stuff today, so it just looks really, really cool. It's an Anglo-Saxon helmet, and they would have been worn by, you know, all kinds of people. Even the Vikings would have worn something similar like this. I think it's made out of iron. I'm pretty buff, so it doesn't seem very heavy, but I mean, it probably weighs, what, about 5 to 8 pounds maybe, I'm thinking?
Yeah.
If you're getting an arrow shot at your head, I'd rather have this than a piece of wood there, right?
Yeah.
This is gonna protect you a lot more. How much are you looking to get?
I want to get $750 for it.
Honestly, I don't know if it's worth $750, $7.50, or $7,000. I really have no idea. If it's real, it could be worth more than that. I'd like to have my guy come down, test it, see if it's from the period, and maybe we'll be able to make a deal.
Awesome, sounds great.
All right, find something to buy just in case you get some money from this.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm really excited for an expert to come in and take a look at it. I'm hoping he can authenticate it so I can get exactly what I want.
Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Chumley, how you doing, bud?
Whoa, whoa, it wasn't me.
Take a step back. So that's what you called me down for. I thought you said you had a sexy helmet.
Oh, well, it was on me, so it was sexy for quite a few minutes.
No, it's not a sexy helmet. What you've got appears to be an authentic Anglo-Saxon helmet, but to find one in this condition, you just don't find them. Iron doesn't last for 1,500 years. When you find them, they're usually powder. So my guess, this wouldn't have been found in the ground. It would have either been in a bog or possibly a river, someplace where there wasn't a whole lot of oxygen that could get to it to have it deteriorate.
What do you got to do to test it out and make sure it's real?
This little gun will shoot a little beam of X-ray into it. If everything goes right, the XRF is going to show me the metals it's made out of. And that will tell me if it's carbon steel, which is how it would have been made 1,500 years ago. So let's take a look at it. So it's made 99.76% iron, and then traces of copper, zinc, chromium. This is carbon steel, so this is what it should be made out of.
Okay. It's official?
It's a 1 in a million. I mean, it's that rare. I've got goosebumps. I just don't see these things. I mean, this is just...
Well, I got goosebumps now, too. What kind of person would, collect something like this?
It's a museum piece or somebody who is a refined collector and wants to show off that, man, I've got something that nobody else has. It's very desirable.
All right, and the most important question, what's it worth?
A lot. $15,000.
$15,000?
$15,000.
Now I'm sad I didn't buy it for $750.
Shouldn't have called me.
Well, I appreciate you coming in.
My pleasure.
If I make a sale, I'll give you a call and let you know. See you later. All right. He said it's worth about $15,000. It's a small market, but it is desirable. Would you be able to take $7,500?
No, couldn't do $7,500. The expert said 15,000, so I think we'll start at 15,000. It's 1 in a million find.
I'm not gonna be able to pay you $15,000 for it. You gotta give me some room in here. Give me a good number that you'd be happy with.
How about 11,000?
11,000 is a lot better than 15,000, but still more than I want to pay. 95.
Can you come up a little bit more than 95? I know he was just telling you the rarity of it and the condition it's in.
I really can't. 9,500 leaves me a good amount of room. And I have to sell it. It could stay here for a year, it could stay here for 2 days.
$10,000?
10 big ones. I'm not gonna let it walk over 500. So for $10,000, you have a deal.
$10,000, it's yours.
Pleasure. I'll meet you over at the counter.
I'm in shock. I had no idea it was worth that much. I can't believe I'm leaving here today with $10,000. Just blows my mind.
A few days ago, I got a call from my buddy Larry, who repairs helicopters. He says he's got a guy who wants to sell me one. So he set up a meeting, and I'm on my way to check it out. So this is it, huh?
No, actually, this is it.
Really?
It's all there.
Yeah, I know you said it was in a crash, but you didn't tell me it crashed and burned.
I'm a helicopter pilot myself. I purchased this helicopter from an insurance company with the hope of trying to rebuild it. With the tough times I'm having right now, I'm just trying to get my money back out of it.
Looks like a pile of junk to me.
It was just involved in a hard landing.
And did the pilot walk away? Did the pilot die in this thing? Because it might give me a bad vibe or something.
No, pilot and passenger were both fine.
All right. So why in the world did you buy this in the first place?
I love aviation, and I wanted a challenge. I thought it would be fun to be able to buy it and rebuild it myself.
Just didn't work out?
No, I lost my job, so I don't have the finances to rebuild it anymore.
I just don't think I can do anything with this. This is much worse than anything Larry told me about, or I assumed.
Hey, Rick, how you doing?
Hey, Larry, how's it going, man?
Hey, Sean.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm the chairman of the board for LJ Air Corporation. We're one of the largest fleet owners of Schweitzers in the Southwest.
Yeah, when I was called down here, I thought I was going to see a helicopter. This is, I don't know what this is.
Well, it's an opportunity.
So exactly what kind of helicopter is this?
The model number is a Schweitzer 300C. This is a 1992. Now, this aircraft was originally designed for the military about 1967, and they did all of the flight training in the Army with this, but it was actually designed to crash and be able to be fixed in the field there instead of have to take it back to a factory.
So it's like the only helicopter made to be crashed?
It is actually made to be crashed.
So apparently this helicopter is designed to be crashed. Well, I'd really like to talk to the guy who designed this helicopter because it's crashed and it really doesn't look that good. Yeah, I don't know much about helicopters, but for me to stay here another 5 minutes, you're really gonna have to do some talking.
This looks like it's in bad condition, but frankly, this whole front cab, I can typically rebuild within about 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. So did the motor survive the crash?
Oh, yes, it did. This is good. If you were to buy the engine, it'd be a $30,000 engine, and you have that good to start with. Each of the components into the drivetrain, like these pulleys, these are $20,000 a piece. These are all okay. So a lot of the things that it takes to rebuild the aircraft are okay.
So how much would it be just to rebuild the whole thing?
Oh, a thumb sketch estimate would be $100,000.
Whoa. I mean, I just don't see where there's any money to be made.
The retail value of this is about $150,000.
Okay.
So there's a $50,000 gain right away.
Larry is throwing around some huge numbers, and that's scary. But if that translates into huge profits, I'm definitely interested. What did you want for this thing?
I bought this off the insurance company for $10,000, so that's what I'm looking to get out of it.
Oh, will you take any less than 10?
I mean, I can't really afford to take anything less than 10.
Okay. All right, 10,000, it's a deal, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I feel good about buying this because like Larry said, even if I don't fix it up, I can always sell it for parts and I can make like $5 grand. But if there's more to be made, maybe I'll end up fixing it up. Before you start working on it, let me run this by my pops real quick. I just don't want him weirding out on me or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would too.
So what's up, Pops?
Fighting the battle, son.
You're looking good today. Feeling good?
I feel like you're fixing to screw me. So what's going on?
Well, nothing. I'm just saying.
What have you done this time?
I bought a helicopter and I got it for 10 grand.
Rick, how in the hell did you buy a helicopter for 10 grand?
Must be a pretty helicopter, dude.
It has to be a friggin' basket case.
It's not a basket case. It's been wrecked.
So someone died in this helicopter.
No one died in the helicopter. There's not blood all over it or anything like that.
Well, someone had to have died. You don't walk away from a helicopter crash.
Well, apparently they both walked away from it.
Helicopter? Where in the hell are we gonna put a helicopter? At times I think he does these things to give me a heart attack so that he can take my share of the business.
Anyway, I think I can make money on this thing. This is the deal. I can probably part the thing out and like double our money, or I can fix it and we'll have a badass helicopter.
That is one of the stupidest statements I ever heard in my life. Who's gonna fix it?
Well, I already got it checked out. 100 grand to get it fixed.
What's it worth once it's fixed up?
I'm thinking like 150 grand.
You're thinking.
Well, no, I mean...
you're assuming, which makes an ass out of you.
You forgot the me part.
Shut up. You guys are gonna put me in my damn grave.
No, the helicopter's gonna do that.
Okay, so do you want to fix it up or not? I want to fix the thing up. I think we can make money on it.
What the hell? Go ahead. You're killing me anyhow. You might as well do it in a damn helicopter.
I can tell the old man's concerned, but it's not every day that we have an opportunity to make 40 grand on one transaction. I mean, for the love of God, that's one person's salary for a year. A few weeks ago, I bought a wrecked helicopter for 10 grand, and I just received a phone call saying the repairs are all done. So we're on our way down to check it out, and if the old man doesn't kill me, we're gonna take a test flight. See, I told you it's nice.
Well, if it hadn't been Rick, I'd have sold one of your kidneys.
Beats the hell out of a hot air balloon, huh?
Ain't that the damn truth?
This thing looks amazing. It's like a real helicopter. A month ago, this thing was a scrap heap. Larry did an amazing job.
Basically, everything on there had to be rebuilt. The frame was okay, and the engine was okay. So basically, all I had to do was rebuild the body. I searched around, and I found a lot of reconditioned parts, so that you didn't have to put all new parts on the aircraft. But everything on here that has to be reliable, those are all new parts. After we got the cab together, and we put all the glass and everything in, we knew that it was all going to be a good aircraft. And once we lifted the engine in, basically the aircraft was done. So it just took time and knowing how to do it.
So the big question is, will we get it right at 100 grand?
Well, because we used reconditioned parts instead of new parts, I saved you a lot of money. So I think I've made the $100,000 mark you were looking for.
Sweet. So how much do you think I can sell it for now?
It'll probably sell for about $160,000 to $175,000.
I'm really happy the way this thing turned out. I'm really, really happy we didn't go over budget, and I'll be really, really, really happy when we sell this thing and make a profit, because we got a lot of money tied up. You're gonna do the maiden voyage in it, Pop, so get up in there.
We all got the most to gain by this thing going down with you in it.
Hey, I've done made my will out and left everything to the damn cat. I like flying, and I especially like flying when it takes me away from Rick and Corey. When we were taking off, I noticed two things. One, this was a good idea. And two, my son is balder than a baseball.
So I have a customer in the store with a painting that he says is painted by Rene Magritte. This thing actually might be real. So I've called in my art guy. I'm gonna have him take a look. And I got my fingers crossed. Chad, how's it going?
Good to see you, sir.
Here we go.
Wow, Rene Magritte. It's an amazing painting. First off, Rene Magritte was one of the founders of the Surrealist movement, like Dali. Very dreamlike, very weird. He's from Belgium. From there, he went to Paris. You know, it's the 20s in the Paris. This is the place to be. He hooks up with Picasso. At that point, he's not doing very well at all. He starts doing a lot of knockoffs. He knocks off
forgeries. That's a nice word.
All right, forgeries. He knocks off mainly Picasso. So there's a lot of people in the world with a Picasso that's fake, but it's a real Magritte.
Okay.
Which is ironic because really they're very similar. The price structure now is very, very close.
So how do you feel about it?
It looks very good. This is a very early painting. You can tell just by the smoke damage that's on it. Very typical of that time, everybody smoked. This hung for a very long time somewhere. The painting style is very, very him. The signature is perfect, but it's always a risk. Forgers aren't stupid.
So what do you think?
The bad news is my opinion means nothing. The only opinion that matters is the Rene Magritte Committee in Belgium. You have to take it unframed to Belgium, but you have to get the authentication.
So what's it worth?
So this painting has two states of being. One state of being, it's worth nothing. The other state of being, this is a $700,000 to $800,000 painting. But the market is moving very, very quickly. A piece that was worth $800,000 20 years ago is worth $3.8 million now.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks a lot. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thanks.
Okay, so we have a little bit of a conundrum here.
Yeah.
All right, there's a few different things I could do for you. I'll give you 10 grand and I'll take all the risks. Or I will spend all my money, I'll take it to Belgium, I'll do everything for it, and if it turns out it's real, I'll give you 400 grand.
That's a really tough choice.
I'm straight up gambling here, and if it's fake, I lose all the money.
I think I'll do the 10 grand.
We got a deal.
Thanks.
I'll meet you right over there. We'll do some paperwork.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
I hope I didn't screw up.